Here locally, we have a Lubbock City Councilwoman who is obsessed with loud noises. She can't stand them. She gets very upset. She's obsessed with nothing else. I don't know of anything else she's done. But she is upset. You have a concert at the Lone Star Amphitheater, where apparently they've always held concerts, and she gets upset about it. Story from KCBD: over the last 2 years, the Lone Star Amphitheater has been dealing with sound issues with their neighbors. Well, I don't know if the Lone Star Amphitheater has been dealing with sound issues. I think the neighbors have all of a sudden got upset with the Lone Star Amphitheater, even though the Lone Star Amphitheater has been there for a long time. A long, long, long time. After recent complaints, the owner says they're doing everything they can to make it better on the neighbors. In January, Lubbock City Councilwoman Sheila Patterson Harris proposed a noise ordinance that was pretty stupid. KCBD didn't put that in there. I did. A noise ordinance that any noise exceeding 70 decibels between 10 p.m. and 8 a.m. Sunday through Thursday would be a violation. Which we need to go back. Jody, see if you can look it up real quick. What the I think KCBD did a story on this, like what 70 decibels equaled, and I think it was like a blow dryer. Or something to that effect. A blow dry, a guy in his backyard playing a guitar would have violated Sheila Patterson Harris's proposed noise ordinance. That ordinance was tabled by the city council over the weekend, though. A show for the band In This Moment. Never heard of them. But the band In This Moment, Lubbock police say they received 3 noise complaints from nearby residents, including one from the councilwoman's sister, who's really been the one leading this charge along with Sheila Patterson Harris. So the councilwoman's sister decides to bother LPD and call LPD to come out and check the noise decibels. She wanted them to check the noise decibels and say that they were too loud. That she lives in a house close enough to the amphitheater, and that was her choice, I guess, to live there. I don't think she was forced to live there, but she decided to live next to the amphitheater, and it's too noisy. So the police went out there, they checked the noise level, and it came in under the 85 decibel limit. So there was no violation. LPD also says that Councilwoman Harris herself met with the sergeant who was checking decibels at one of the locations and spoke with him about the decibel readings. This woman's obsessed. LPD and the amphitheater worked out a deal where there would be an officer in the nearby neighborhoods who would be checking the decibel levels in 5 different locations every hour for 4 hours. I feel bad for the police. I think they have better things to do. LBD says each reading was under the 85 decibel measurement reading. Those in the area were still unhappy, though. Quote, the problem is currently the complaints are coming from one particular area. It's directly in line with our sound and speakers, said Scott Stevens, the owner. Stevens said that even though they've made changes to when the concerts end to make sure the concert ends before midnight, state law says 85 decibels until midnight is okay. To completely correct the situation, Stevens said they've looked into noise-canceling speakers or building a wall. We need to build a wall tall enough to block the sound, but that would cost thousands of dollars for those things. For now, Stevens said they're looking at other ways to help the sound issue and will continue to try and help the situation. Well, we will continue to work with the neighborhood and try to make it as good as possible for them so we can be good neighbors. Stevens says the venue is only open for a total of 8 shows this year. And you can bet Sheila Patterson Harris will be out there and at each concert making sure that the noise isn't too loud. How dare people go out to a concert venue and enjoy music? Let's see. Now, what is that from, Jody? Is that from one of the KCBD stories?
There was an interview with the concert locations owner, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, you can look it up. A lawnmower. A lawnmower is, I want to say 85 decibels. 80 to 85 decibels. I mean, the decibel level, it's not, it's not, okay, 60 decibel level is normal conversation. 110 would be shouting. And, Sheila Patterson Harris's initial limit would have been at 70, which if you would have had like a blow dryer outside, that would have violated, a lawnmower definitely would have violated the level. And then, if somebody was outside playing a guitar, then that would have had an impact. So, but she's very concerned about her sister. Very concerned about her sister because her sister keeps complaining about the noise level from the concert venue, which you would think that if you live next door to a concert venue. Now, I can understand because I'm on, a friend of mine did have like a concert in a neighbor's backyard that was going on over the weekend. Which that's different, okay? That is completely different. If you've got somebody, at your, next door to your home and they're outside and they've got like a full-blown concert going on at 10 p.m., 11 p.m., midnight, okay, that's a little bit different. If you choose to live next to or close enough to a concert venue, you should kind of know what you're going to get yourself into. You don't have to live there. You can always move. Or you go, 8 times a year, I'm going to have to deal with this. Now, I'm sure there are other things worse than dealing with the 8 times a year that loud music comes from the concert venue. Okay, so Jody sent me this from the chchearing.org website. Here's the decibel level for a few different things, okay? All right, this is great. The decibel level of freeway traffic is 70. 85 would be heavy traffic or a noisy restaurant. 95 to 110 decibels is a motorcycle speeding past you. Most rock concerts are at 110 to 120 decibel levels. 117 decibel level inside a football game. A leaf blower is at 110 decibels. And a coffee grinder would be between 70 to 80 decibels. So we're not really talking anything too loud over in that neighborhood. Let's go to the phones. And Michael, you're on KFYO.
A lot of radio stations have the ability to make noise, like a noise maker. Do you have like a crying baby noise every time you mention her name? You could like press a button, kind of like that.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find that.
I mean, my goodness, this woman does nothing but complain. This is all about choices. When my wife and I bought a new home, I said, I don't want to live near tech because tech students can be annoying, especially when tech, wins or loses. So we built as far away from tech as we possibly could and still being inside city limits. This is all about choices. I don't know how long that amphitheater's been there, but it's been there a long time, and you're just now having issues. This is a person who now has a connection within the city limit. Exactly. This is a person who has a connection with the city council woman that's now starting to complain. All right? I mean, I want to do the opposite. Let's invite Guar for a concert there and invite the Patterson family to the concert. I'm sure they would enjoy a good Guar.
Well, she's
concert,
already
right?
showing up. I mean, you've already got the councilwoman showing up to I just imagine her showing up with like 3 or 4 officers and she's like marching. And angry woman march. And she's angry. She's marching. She's like, you test these decibel levels right now. And they test them. They're like, ma'am, I'm sorry, they're 85. And then she just grabs the decibel meter and throws it against the wall and says, that's not good enough.
This is what happens when you make a liberal mad. And actually, it's kind of funny. It really is.
Is her husband, by the way, is he still suing the city? Anyway.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
That's...
Yeah. Well, when in doubt, sue, right? So
maybe her sister should sue. Her sister should now sue because she's choosing to live next to an amphitheater that hosts concerts. She should sue the city and the amphitheater for being too loud. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, that's so good. It really is. Silly liberals. Hey, Chad, you have a good day.
You too, Michael. Thank you very much. Yeah, she's going to file a lawsuit against the city for living too close. Isn't there like a train track nearby also that you hear a train that goes by? Well, she should sue them too. I mean, my goodness. I just picture Patterson Harris showing up. She's upset, marching around with 2 or 3 officers. We'll test the decibel level here. Test it now. Test it here. Go around to each little spot. I mean, she's, just directing them around like she's in charge. 770-5790. Toll free 1-800-687-0790. Maybe she should focus on something else. I don't know. It's like the folks in that neighborhood, they want the amphitheater to go away. Of course, these are some of the same folks that also complain that we don't have enough businesses in that area. We'll be right back. Talking about the Lubbock City Councilwoman Sheila Patterson Harris, very upset because her sister's upset. Very upset about the Lone Star Amphitheater actually having concerts. They would instead, I'm sure, rather the Lone Star Amphitheater host like dog shows or, well, no, because the dogs might bark, and that would be loud too, so you can't have that. Let's go to the phones, see what some folks have to say. John, you're on KFYO. Hello, John.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Good, thanks. I'm a mechanical engineer, and I design and manufacture industrial equipment that has to be OSHA compliant. And I can tell you some facts about that. Now, I know these are not city ordinances or anything, but OSHA allows a machinery operator to be exposed to 80 dB for up to 5 minutes. And then anything over 85 dB is required to have continuous ear protection. But I don't know how you would measure that in a concert situation because the OSHA regulations say that the dB meter is to be placed 3 feet from the operator's ear. So how do you measure that when you're 200 feet away or whatever the case may be?
Right.
I'm not sure. That's just all I had.
Well, and that's why, some people, they show up to the rock con, they take, plugs for their ears
Sure.
if they know they're going to be standing next to the speaker. And, that's why other people decide to kind of hang back a little bit because they don't want to get blasted by the speaker
the
for
older
5.
you get.
Yeah. So good call, John. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Have a good one. Let's go back to the phones. And Scott, you're on KFYO. Hello, Scott.
Hello, Chad.
What's going on?
Talking about the different noise ordinances here in town. We have one for the boom boxes in the vehicles as you're driving down the street. I think the ordinance says it's even within 15 feet if it's annoying sound emitting from a vehicle, that it's against the law. But the reason I called in, the biggest complaint I have about Lubbock is these little ice cream trucks that play that same music day after day driving up and down the streets of Lubbock.
Well, you don't like the ice cream trucks?
I do not like the sound of that music that they play. It's very annoying.
Why not? Does it bring you internal happiness whenever you hear the ice cream music?
I'm the least happy when that thing comes down the street.
I always smile. I don't know why. Maybe it's something from my childhood, I guess. But I just smile a little bit whenever I hear the ice cream truck.
And I moved from central Lubbock. I lived over here near Christ the King off of 50th Street. And they drive a 1970 Ford van, that's barely street legal to begin with. And then we moved to the southwest side of Lubbock. I'm thinking, okay, I'm getting away from the little ice cream truck. And lo and behold, yesterday I see this mammoth truck that looks like the moving billboard coming through the neighborhood with even a louder speaker, and they followed me out there. So
you should call Sheila Patterson Harris. She'll help you.
I think I ought to.
She'll ride around with you tracking down those ice cream trucks.
Well, she could do better things than go to concerts. Maybe the ice cream truck would be a better thing for her to spend her time on.
All right. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
Okay, thanks.
Have a good one. I've never heard anyone upset with the ice cream truck song. HR, what's happening today?
Hey, good morning. Usually I agree with you, but this morning I have to take a different stand.
All right.
That used to be a farm pack place. It was a business. Those homes were existing there before that amphitheater. Now, and what we're talking about, to be fair, I don't even know she only stay about a mile from that place. I don't even know if the noise is that loud. I passed through there right there on 19th Street, and I didn't hear nothing.
Right.
But then again, I'm not listening for it. So I just think that in this case, those homes were there before that amphitheater was there.
Yeah, sure. And if you were there when it was the slaughterhouse and then it turned into the amphitheater, okay, there I can understand where you have an argument. But why is it just within the last couple of years that you have people complaining? I wonder when the people who are complaining, when did they move there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The sad thing about it is that I have to agree because I'm a very honest person. When it comes to a liberal, if nothing's happened, they create something. So that's why I'm saying I don't know if that noise level is like it's being said. I don't know that.
Yeah.
But I do know this, that if nothing's happening, they make something happen. And the same thing about the parade, the Juneteenth parade. I went there for the first time. I was going to do something different this year because I wasn't going to be able to sit with my wife this year. So I was in the parade. And there was a lot of liberal politicians there. So I really feel bad about what's surrounding District 2. There's a lot of liberals surrounding that entire district.
Yeah.
So like I said before, I think that those homes should take precedence. If there's a noise level, and I don't know, if there's a noise level, it should be more than just Sheila talking about it. It should be everybody in that community, and that's my comment.
Now, HR, do you, I don't want to get too personal here, but do you live in that district?
I live in District 2, but I live behind the old Kmart building. Not too far from, what is that, university?
I think we need HR on the city council. That's what I think we need.
Well,
I'm just going to throw it out there.
I went to one of their meetings, and I felt completely isolated in that place because they were talking about what do you need? I mean, what do you need? Hell, get you a job. I mean, that's the way I feel about it. I mean, if I need something from Best Buy, I don't need to be looking in your wallet. And that's where I lose them. Private money is where a lot of things should come from. And that's just where I believe it.
There you go. HR, thank you very much.
All right. Good day to you.
Get him on the council. We'll be right back. Chad Hasty Show, KFYO. Oh, you're making Scott really upset. What if we just played this? Just the rest of the show. Back on the Chad Hasty Show, News Talk 95.1 FM 790 AM KFYO. Let's head back to the phones. Everett, you're on KFYO.
Well, you're right on point. I was wanting to talk to you about the ice cream truck music.
Yes.
That's the thought. I had to go out and talk to a fellow in our neighborhood. I said, Dad, do you really realize what you're playing? He's playing La Cucaracha. And I said, I really want to go out here to a food truck and get something that's playing a song called The Cockroach. And he didn't know what it meant. And so he came back through the next week and he played the Tech Fight song.
There you go.
And it was amazing. He came through there, and people were coming out their door just to see what was going on because it was so different.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and it was cool. It wasn't too loud, but it was still loud enough you could pick up that he was there. And I thought he said, "Yeah, thank you." He said, "I've been just inundated with people coming out and telling me thanks for playing the Tech Fight song."
Hey, there you go. See, people love that.
You take care, bud.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Now, Jody, when you hear that, do you get angry with the ice cream truck? Does it make you smile a little bit? Go, oh yeah, I remember. Back in the day of the food truck or the ice cream truck, going through all the neighborhood kids would gather around. Now it's like, don't you go over there to that ice cream truck.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a happy sound,
Like, even when I was a kid, we'd all run out of the house, okay? Oh, yeah. Run towards the ice cream truck. You got your $2 or whatever it was for your ice cream. And you're running over there and you're like, hey, it's the ice cream truck. Nowadays, you got parents that surround it, make sure, you got parents who are open carrying, just make sure the kid's going to be okay around the ice cream truck.
Make you put on your ear muffs before you go out.
But yeah, I mean, it goes, back to the day of the innocent youth, if you will.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Now you show up with an ice cream truck somewhere, the not so innocent youth will hijack the ice cream truck and take it over. The
little old ladies with blue hair out there with decibel meters.
Sheila Patterson Harris is running around right behind the ice cream truck with a decibel level.
Oh man.
She's just following behind in her car. She's got the police on speed dial ready to go. And she's not dialing non-emergency. She's dialing 911. This is an emergency. We need the police out here to take down the ice cream truck. It's too loud. It's making her sister upset. You got to be very careful. 770-5790. Toll free 1-800-687-0790. By the way, we had HR who called in, and Micah sent in an email backing HR for city council. So there you go. Backing HR. All right, we're building up HR's campaign. The campaign to bring common sense back to the city hall. I like it. 770-5790. Toll free 1-800-687-0790. You can send in your thoughts via email. Okay, another text that came in. Chad, I've got a neighbor that lives a block away, has a squawking hawk or something on a loop all day and night to keep birds away from their house. It's awful, but not illegal. Have the councilwoman chase down trucks that have the stuff hanging off the hitch. I hate it when my kids ask me, well, Dad, what's that? Yeah. Okay. I have not heard the squawking hawk to keep the birds away. Boy, that would be annoying to live next door to. Is this another food truck one? Or ice cream truck? Yeah. See, this is another one where you okay. Ice cream guys outside. Go get some ice cream. Then all of a sudden, Sheila Patterson Harris shows up, shuts it down, says the music's too loud, sister's complaining. All the kids have to leave the ice cream truck. They can't get their ice cream. See, turn it up a little bit. It's too loud, Jody! Send them to jail! No more ice cream for the children! Decibel lady says no! Councilwoman Decibel says, no thank you. How dare you have that music up too high? Gonna ruin all your fun. See, this outside of a house is probably louder than some of that darn rock music coming from the Lone Star Amphitheater. You have this outside, it's gonna, really... You think that our caller earlier has already turned off the show with Jody playing?
We may be losing listeners here
with the ice cream.
Sorry, y'all.
I'm sorry, I just can't get the image out of my head of Sheila Patterson Harris running after an ice cream truck, yelling at them because their music's too loud. All the kids are crying. All they wanted was ice cream. She shuts it down.
Just a push pop. That's all we want.
Calls the police. Let's go to the phones. Turn off that music, Jody. Oh, my goodness. Scott, you're on KFYO. Hello, Scott.
Hello, Chad.
How's it going?
It's okay.
Oh, hey, okay. This is Scott Stevenson. You're the owner of Lone Star Amphitheater. Sorry, I didn't see that on the messenger there. So, Scott, why are y'all making everybody mad?
Well,
having your concerts and everything else at an amphitheater.
Yeah, it really has just been the past 2 years that we've had an issue since Sheila's sister moved back into the neighborhood.
Okay, now do you know when she moved into the neighborhood?
I don't know. It was about 2 years ago. Prior to that, I have to tell you that we used to allow concerts to go later and be louder. And the first I heard of the problem was when she complained to city council. So I contacted her, and I've been trying to do as much about, making the sound, keeping the sound lower. The other thing we do is we end our concerts earlier than we used to. We just want to try and be as good a neighbor as we can to that neighborhood. But there's about 3 or 4 people that are truly bothered by it. That on this last concert, there were three complaints called into the police, is my understanding. So anyway, I've gone and talked to all of the people, but, we've tried to, I put somebody out there in that neighborhood at every concert, and we attempt to keep the music between 65 and 70 decibels.
Yeah.
So we don't get anywhere close to where it is, to the limit.
I don't know. I know in the KCBD article you talked about, noise canceling speakers or possibly building a wall.
Yeah, it's too cost prohibitive.
Well, but here's the deal. And in the case, I don't know about the other the other folks who called in the complaints, but if you're correct that Sheila Patterson Harris's sister, who has been the one complaining a lot here. And the fact that she moved into the neighborhood 2 years ago, how long has this been the Lone Star Amphitheater?
It's been there, I believe, for 18 years.
Okay. If you moved in within the last year, I have no sympathy for you if you move into a neighborhood that's close to a concert venue. You should know that you're going to hear some music every now and then.
What she did, she moved back to help her dad. She moved in with TJ Patterson, our former city councilman, and he's lived there. And, and when I talked to him, he's like, it never has bothered me. But, of course, he has a different, all people are different. So
yeah.
I believe that it does bother her, and we're going to do all that we can to keep it down. We typically have eight or 10 concerts. This year we're going to have probably 10 concerts. So anyway, we'll do all we can to be as good a neighbor. We've done some stuff where we redirect the speakers instead of them projecting up over the hill. We try to project them downwards into the crowd more. And so, it does stay about 65 to 70 decibels when there's a show. The thing about it, though, is the trains will make 100 decibels as they go by there. The neighborhood is right next to a train yard. And so,
Scott,
anyway,
it sounds like you're doing everything you can to be a good neighbor, and you just, and I know that there are just some people you can't please, and that you're not going to make happy, but I know you're trying to.
We are going to try and build a wall as we can afford it. We just, anyway, it needs to be 40 feet tall.
Maybe the neighborhood will pay for the wall.
They shouldn't have to pay for it. So I'll pay for it if I could have the concerts to be able to afford it. So,
yeah. All right,
anyway.
Scott, good job. I know you're trying to be a good neighbor out there. There are just some people you can't make happy.
Right.
All right.
Anyway.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks for the interest. Bye-bye.
770-5790, toll-free, 1-800-687-0790. Do I still have time to go to the phones? Okay. Jody's just trying to annoy our previous callers who hated the ice cream truck. Here we go. Mitch, you're on KFYO.
Yeah, I just want you to tone it back on talking about the ice cream truck music. my kids are listening, and I had them convinced that they only played that music when they were sold out.
Well, that's true. That is absolutely true. Yes, that's why all the kids are sad. That and Councilwoman Patterson chasing them from. Yeah.
My kids are listening to this, and now they think that they have ice cream when the music is playing.
Well, just tell them that Councilwoman Patterson Harris will show up if they hear that music, so they don't want to hear it. Mitch, thank you.
Enjoying the show, Chad. Thank you.
Have a good one. Chad Hasty Show, KFYO. Okay, let's see. Going through some text messages. Let's see. I still feel like that if Councilwoman Patterson wanted to be out there so bad at the concert, she should have bought a ticket like everybody else. You think that's? I've gotten a couple of text messages that maybe she just wanted to be inside the concert. Maybe that's what she wanted, but she didn't want to pay for it. Also, another listener here on the ice cream truck song. That particular song, The Entertainer, just makes me think of countless hours of piano practice. I don't know if that's a good memory or a bad memory. It sounds like a bad memory, though, via that text message. Just think of ice cream. And Sheila Patterson Harris running behind the ice cream truck trying to shut it down because it's just too loud, and you can't have any fun anymore because her sister might get ticked off. 770-5790, toll free, 1-800-687-0790. Chad Hasty Show, KFYO. Chad Hasty Show, News Talk, 95.1 FM, 790 AM, KFYO. Thank you for tuning in. Let's head back to the phones. And Wayne, you're on KFYO. Hello, Wayne.
How you doing? I'm going to see if I can upset somebody today.
Oh, boy.
These three named women, in her case, using daddy's, getting name recognition from her daddy. Because without TJ, nobody would know who Sheila Harris is, and nobody would care. And she just reminds me of another Sheila, old Sheila Jackson Lee, who is also a moron.
Sheila Jackson Lee. Yeah, there are there are times where I've got to read. Like, I've got to focus on the name. I got to be honest with you because I've wanted to call her Sheila Jackson Lee. But no, it's, I don't know if she's on the same level. I mean, Sheila Jackson Lee, she is absolutely, truly crazy.
Yeah, she's the one, I believe, that asked if the Mars rover was going to go somewhere near where Neil Armstrong planted the American flag. Yeah. And I can see the other Sheila doing something similar to that if she's complaining about noise levels, a mile from the concert. Come on.
Yeah.
So.
Wade, thank you very much.
Have a good one.
It just reminds me of a mashup that I put together of Sheila Jackson Lee isms, where she talked about being a freed slave and all kinds of. There's so many. She's truly nuts, Sheila Jackson Lee. Sheila Patterson Harris, she's just, listen, you upset her sister by playing some music at a concert venue. Then, she gets upset about that. Running down an ice cream truck. Telling the police where to take measurements.